Welcome to our weekly series here, Friday Night Meta, as we break down the latest and greatest here in the shifts and trends on Magic the Gathering. We walk through all the top key items and deck lists here for the week, additionally inclusive of all the different formats, best of one and best of three on Magic the Gathering Arena. Thank you for tuning in. As always, down below you'll find those timestamps. If you have a question, if you have a comment, let me know, because I love to hear from you, and come swing by the Discord server and join the community there, my friends. All right, so here's what we got going on with standard best of one right now. Mono white humans still reigns supreme, followed by Selesnya enchantments, mono red aggro, mono red burn, 5-color domain, mono black control. We do see that popping in, mono black midrange, and mono blue tempo. So one of the lists has fallen out, obviously, from last week or 2 weeks ago, and into this one, as we see that mono black control slowly making its way up there. And you can definitely see this in terms of that 4%, 4.1%, where we have 5-color domain almost at risk of falling out of almost one of the more popular lists over time here for the current standard meta. Now, here's what we look at when we look at popularity over time. As you can see, the mono red aggro stuff has been doing well. We saw Selesnya fall off a little bit. We also saw mono white still kind of pick up. And then additionally here, we do see kind of that steady eddy with both the reds. Now that mono black midrange pulling up, and additionally that mono black control. Here we do see these both kind of going in tandem though, nonetheless. Now again, mono white still continues to dominate here in terms of best of one. We don't see as much players again playing soldiers anymore, and Azorius or mono white. And then here at the top, again, you can see how these things are fairly trending. We do see that mono black control do come down a little bit, but we do also see mono black midrange starting to come up, which is some of the stuff that we've talked about in the server as well and on Discord. So here we go. When we look at Mythic, we do see mono blue tempo at the front. Look at that. So that's a big move there, and it is the least played. Here we do see Azorius control in there. So two key lists, a little bit different there. As you get into Mythic, instead of the broad range, which is important to pay attention to, because here we have mono blue tempo going all the way to the top, and we don't see that Azorius control in. So pretty interesting observations and changes here for standard best of one. Let's go ahead and pop over to best of three. Here we have Orzhov midrange, followed by mono black control, 5-color domain, Esper Legends, Esper control, dimmer midrange, mono red aggro, and Azorius control in the top win rate. And then here on the right, you can definitely tell it's dominated by Esper control, dimmer midrange, and mono black. Everything else is kind of in its own category there. Now, as you can see this popular over time, you do see that Esper control really becoming more popular and staying up there in terms of dominance. Dimmer midrange falling down, but again, mono black really making waves in terms of what's going on here for best of three. And then here, as you can see over time, a lot of those shifts and changes occurring, a lot of things bouncing around in terms of those win rates. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Mythic. Mythic, we do see Esper Legends at the top, followed by mono black control, dimmer midrange, mono red aggro, and Esper control. So pretty interesting there in terms of what's happening in best of three. Again, that steady rise of mono black control, something to pay attention to and keep an eye on. All right, we're going to move over to Alchemy. Alchemy here, we got Rakdos midrange, Esper control, Grixis midrange, mono red burn, mono black Nazgul or Nazgul, and dimmer control Orzhov Nazgul or Nazgul, whatever you want to say, depending on pronunciation or my accent, maybe. Definitely accent depending on where you're at in the country or in the world. All right, so here we go in terms of popularity today. Mono black Nazgul. And Grixis midrange, dimmer control, you're probably not laughing. Rakdos midrange, mono red burn, Orzhov Nazgul, and Esper control. And again, here, popular, that thing really going skyrocketing here after the release of Lord of the Rings. And then here again, you can see a lot of things pop around in terms of win rate as well. Now, this is best of one. Let's see what we get to Mythic. Not a lot of players in that Mythic space, so we'll fall away. Best of three, we do have Jund Legends. We have Grixis midrange, 5-color Reanimator, and Rakdos midrange. Jund Legends being the big one here. And Grixis midrange in terms of popularity, as you can see, 37%. Jund Legends on the 10, but there is a big difference in terms of win rates, and certainly again with the release of Lord of the Rings. Now, if we go to the Mythic side, 73%, 42% of you are on that. Most likely every other game you will be hitting Grixis mid-range, or you are obviously playing it. One of the two. All right, so that is Alchemy. Let's cut back to best of one. We're going to check out historic. Here we got Selesnya Squirrel Twin back at the top for historic there. We do have Dimir Dredge, Abzan Sacrifice, Is It Wizard, Sultai Dredge, Mono Green Elves, Rakdos Midrange, and No Color Paradox Storm. I love it. We got a lot going on here, and we have that because Anthology 3. Thank you so much. So we've had a lot of things going on. We had Lord of the Rings, and we have Anthology 3. So lots of changes here. Lots of you playing 20% on No Color Paradox Storm. We additionally have Is It Wizards, Rakdos Ring, Dimmer, Dredge, and everything else there. Love it. So here's what we got going on in terms of Squirrel Twin. Definitely crushing it. Good old Squirrel Twin back in action. And then we got all the other decks. No Colors Paradox Storm. Must be a fun deck, but you are certainly not winning much relative to everything else. So, at least for now. Let's go ahead and check out Mythic. Mythic, we do have Selesnya Squirrel Twin. Is It Wizards? Falling off. Only 43% win rate. That is a pretty big shift there in the meta to pay attention to. So there we have it. Best of one. Let's see what's going on. Best of three. Best of three. We have, what do we have? It is stuck. It is sadly stuck. All right, so no best of three today. Let's go check out Explorer. Explorer, we got Mono White Humans, Rakdos Midrange, Boros Convoke, Abzan Greasefang, Selesnya Angels, Rakdos Sacrifice, Mono Green Devotion here on the right. All of you are on Mono Green Devotion and Selesnya Angels. All right, so we do see Teamer Creativity falling off there as well, so that's a good one to pay attention to. As you can see that, everything else rising in terms of popularity, and then again here in terms of win rate, Mono White Humans really getting a nice bump there after Anthology 3, making a big impact there for you in Explorer. Let's go ahead and see what's happening in Mythic. Mythic, we do have Greasefang mid-range, Selesnya Angel still in their Mono Green Devotion, Mono White Humans not doing as well in Boros Convoke. So pretty interesting changes. Now again, Anthology 3 is pretty new in terms of what's going on, so lots of things for us to keep an eye on. Let's check out best of three. Here's what's going on in best of three. Rakdos Sacrifice, 5 Color Fires, Mono Green Devotion, Rakdos Midrange, Abzan Greasefang, Mono White Humans, and then the rest here, as you can see, in terms of played. And again, Azorius Lotus Field at the top there, Teamer Creativity falling down, a lot of the other stuff in play. Rakdos Sacrifice having a really nice jump, though, in terms of that win rate for best of three. Let's see if it maintains in Mythic. Mythic, we still are up there, but we do have 5 Color Fires at the top. And again, you can really see the breakouts in terms of what's being played. More tricky decks, as I like to say. We do have Azorius Spirits back in here. Is It Creativity, 5 Color Fires, and a host of other things. But again, a very fresh Anthology 3. So things that we'll keep an eye on. Let's see if we have historic best of three. Here we go. It loaded. Perfect. We came back. Golgari Yawgmoth, Abzan Sacrifice, Is It Wizards, Jund, Midrange, Mono Green Devotion, and Rakdos Midrange. Now here you see that Rakdos Midrange is certainly popular, but a huge fall off, but we do see a pickup in a couple of these new decks. We do see Golgari Yawgmoth there at the top, which is ridiculous in terms of that win rate, which is about 70%. So lots of things for us to keep an eye on. Now that we've pivoted through Explorer, Explorer 1, Explorer best of three, we will close out here with Historic Brawl. Let us see where all the Lord of the Rings commanders are. All right, here we go. Boom. Atraxa, Ragavan, Etali, Emoti, Sauron is still in there, Atraxa in there, Smeagol's still in there, and Tom Bombadil. Look at that. So here's what we got going on in terms of play. Definitely the minus Sauron, a lot of the Lord of the Rings are falling off here in terms of popularity. Again, set release. We do have Etali making a big pop there again. We do see Emoti going up. Everything else maintaining being pretty consistent relative to where it was before. But we do see this uptick in Atraxa in terms of win rates. Ragavan right behind there. And everything else kind of steady Eddie, minus the fact that Sauron's been going up here and the other Atraxa has been kind of falling off. So that, my friends, is Historic Brawl and concludes all the different formats here for Magic the Gathering Arena, and the weekly series. We've got a lot of things happening with Anthology 3 that I probably should have mentioned at the beginning, but we did cover that here nonetheless. With that, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your support. Appreciate the likes and the subs. Thank you to all the members, as always, for the additional support as well. And everyone else that does that. With that, if you have a question, if you have a comment, let me know. Come swing by the Discord server. We have a lot of fun in there as well. So thank you to the community. And lastly, we have a lot of great Magic the Gathering content available to you here on the channel that you can check out, and more coming all the time. With that, I hope you can stay up to date. We got a lot going on in those other formats. We'll keep an eye in terms of all these changes, and we got a lot more coming. As always, until next time, Mythras out of here. Enjoy your week, enjoy your anthology, enjoy your Magic. Till next time, we'll see you soon.